We're probably not gonna speak if we have to.
Okay, Mike,
Or unless you can hear
we're
us mumbling.
just waiting for this to tell us that we're live and you can. All right, go ahead.
Live from Action Business Furniture Studios here in Spokane Valley, we have our amazing guest star appearance from Brandi. I am highly confident at the end of this period of instruction, you're going to be able to take what you've learned and apply it to your brand or business. And that's called value. So let's give some amazing engagement to our host. Buy one, sell one, buy one. John Byron.
Thank you, Data Mining Mike. We'll hear more from Mike in a little bit. Buy one, sell one, Byron. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, and Mike already teased out, we do have Brandi Mayes here with us today. Looking forward to hearing from you. Welcome to everybody. We've got a full table. I am super excited to hear from some new faces, and of course, quite a few faces that have been very familiar to the show. So welcome everybody. I am going to start out to my right with Daniel, and we're going to go around and just introduce, your name, what industry, what your business name is, something along those lines. If you've got an event coming up that we need to know about, whether it's an event that you're hosting or an event that you're just excited to attend, let us know about that. And then something else if you want, something fun. It's Pi Day, Zane. Want to tell us what that's all about, maybe perhaps, but something fun and unique. We'll have a little bit of fun with it, and then we'll jump into sales funnels with Brandi in just a minute. So go ahead, Daniel. What's your name?
My name is Daniel Lammers. I am the owner and operator of ITO Nexus. We are a all technology company. So technology, support, cybersecurity, AI, automation. Basically, as Mike likes to call me, I am your technology drug dealer.
I like it.
So basically, if you need technology, I got it for you.
Fabulous.
So yeah.
All right, welcome.
Nice, I'm Nick Dunlap. I go by Mustachio. and I help people with retirement planning and life insurance. And if you guys have ever read Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, I basically, there's stuff you can do that normally people don't know about, and I help them learn about it, and I have fun. That's what I do.
Excellent. Welcome.
I'm Sheree Sauer, owner of Success Without Sacrifice. I'm a life and business coach. We specialize in burnout, work-life balance, and also helping businesses grow and scale. We actually have a workshop coming up March 26th and 27th. For those of you that were watching or saw me a couple weeks ago when I was on, I talked about the RAMP method. So we're actually going to be teaching you how to create a RAMP roadmap for your business and teach you how to work your business like an elite athlete that's training for the Olympic gold medal. And then we are offering SBE 50% off, so you can use code SSBE for that. And then I'm super excited about the mastermind event coming up for our Connect next Tuesday. I'll be a table mentor. There's 5 other table mentors. So if you're stuck in your business in some sort of way, there's somebody there to help you. And there's 5 spots left, only 5. They're offering SSBE 50% off as well, assuming that you don't already have a ticket. And the code for that is Let's Grow.
Let's grow. All right.
Love it. That sounds awesome. My mortgage, Mandy, your key advantage here. And I was just recently looking at a statistic that in 2021, there was 420,000 mortgage loan originators. So people who help you find the money for your house. And as of 2025, there are only 93,000 of us left.
Wow.
So when the time comes for you to need mortgage needs, or when you want to dissect these headlines that you see, or any questions that you have, the person that you utilized, even if you loved them, may not be there for you. So I would be honored to be able to be that person to brainstorm, guide you, and just be the resource in your corner.
Fabulous. Welcome.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jose Alexander. Been in title for the last couple of years. I'm actually searching at the moment, but I still love connecting with individuals, helping them out. I made a lot of connections during that time. Would love to make that happen for you as well, and looking into investing a little bit. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Fantastic. What a good group so far, huh?
Absolutely.
I mean, we haven't even talked to everybody yet.
No.
Yogi Berra said you can observe a lot just by watching. Okay? And so what I want to do is just point out that at networking events, we sometimes watch a lot of people that really are a little bit more nervous than they should be. There's a lot of ways that we can improve their communication and connection and collaboration skills. And that's my expertise, standout mastery. My name is Dave Ribble. And if you'd like more information on the April 26th Standout Mastery Summit that's coming up, please email me at dave@daveribble.com.
Fabulous.
Look forward to it.
So I'm, excuse me, so I'm Matt, Coulter, and Hatch, we're the three amoebas. We're here because Data Mining Mike said that there was free beer. We have yet to see that. But we do different kinds of film production. And whether either small business or, well, like school districts, things like that. We did the Target Zero program, which was getting the high school kids to talk about texting, driving, drinking, driving, those kind of things. We put those together in small commercials. And we've done small competition videos that we put in through film festivals.
Awesome.
And we're working on a TV series out here in Spokane that's all local actors and local production.
Super.
Very cool, very cool. So in the back, the camera is right here in the middle of the table. If you could just kind of get a little closer to the table and introduce yourself. You can stand up, or just if you get close enough and you speak loud enough, the camera will pick you up and.
Come on in.
Okay. How's it look now?
We're good, we're good.
Just an introduction?
Yeah.
I'm Brooke, my business is Cloudberry Stickers. It's more than just stickers though, so I do design work as well as other marketing materials. So mostly stickers for branding, product labels, decals, that could be big things on your window or wall or your storefront. And I just love to work with all sorts of small businesses.
So mustache like stickers I could post everywhere.
I have actually done mustache stickers.
Excellent. It's so good to have you back. Awesome to see you.
Hi, my name is Lucy Tran, and my business is Find You Joy. So I'm a resilience and relationship coach. I'm just revamping my business right now. So listening to you guys, helping new startups. So that's what I'm doing right now. So.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Glad you're
Welcome.
here.
Happy to have you.
All right, I'm Zane and I'm with Zebra Go. So actually, even in our digital age that we have now, 80 to 90% of all business is still handled over the phone. And a lot of small business owners are missing out on those calls. And nowadays, if you miss that call, you're losing that business. So we help small business owners answer those phone calls, and we enter it into a CRM system that we share with you so that you can have a full schedule filled out and you can do what you do best while we handle the rest.
Fantastic.
Oh, and Pi Day. It's Pi Day.
It is Pi Day.
Go have some pie.
Yes. Yes, what is Pi Day? So is Pi Day just a day where we all eat pie? Is that?
Oh, yeah, it's March 14th,
Yeah,
3.14.
I know what it is. Somebody might have just thought like it's.
Fair.
That's why I saw on Facebook, somebody said, what's going on at Birdie's Pies? And it's like a line around the block, and I didn't think anything of it until just now. It's Pi Day, go eat a pie.
Let's go get a pie after this.
$3
We must.
Speaking of pie, Jose, did you bring pie tonight?
I didn't bring the pie, but I brought, for those who that are here, I bought an authentic Hispanic pastry. They're called conchas.
Oh,
I'm not sure if you've ever had one. They're kind of very, like, if you take a donut, you know how they're rich and thick with just like grease and sugar. Cut that in about 1,000th, and it's still very sweet, still very nice. So yeah, it's out there for you guys.
Oh, lovely.
Awesome.
Very good. And I wanted to highlight that because Jose is our snack sponsor today. So every week we have somebody that brings a snack, and we like to shout them out and give them a big thank you. So Jose, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, my name is Brandi Mayes, and I'm the owner of Aspire Co-Marketing and Systems, and I provide system services and strategies for small businesses to build and scale. So I find one thing I like to say for systems is an acronym: save yourself serious time, energy, and money. It's really important to do that, especially as a small business owner, because we have a lot of irons in the fire usually.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our guest speaker today,
Yes.
so welcome, and very excited to get into that content. I'm Jonathan Byron. I love Mike's introduction, buy one, sell one. And John Byron, love it. I do help people with real estate. And what I've discovered over the years is that real estate can be very overwhelming and intimidating to the vast majority of people, myself included. When I was getting into real estate and I was learning about it, I was realizing just how much I didn't know when I had done real estate prior to learning about it. So my goal is to help people in a very relational, conversational way, help you understand what you're getting into, make good choices, and feel comfortable and confident in your purchase. So if you're thinking about making a move, I would love to talk to you and help you navigate that journey. Mandy is one of my favorite of all time lenders, so we'll get you connected with her, figure out how much you can afford, and then we will go from there. We had a few more walk in. We are doing quick introductions so that everybody that's listening via the YouTube owl here, we're live on Facebook, so if you could just give us a quick introduction. Who are you and what do you do?
She's not really just with me, so.
Okay.
My name is Mandy. I'm the founder of Greater Inland Northwest Chamber of Commerce. We launched it last year. So what we do is we promote connecting business to businesses and support them.
Excellent, excellent. You're in the right place. Appreciate having you guys. Thanks for coming. I think that covers everybody in the room. I did want to mention a few things. First of all, for the guys out there, tonight at Mode is a guys' night that they're putting together, and it's the launch of Mode Men. I will be there. I don't know any other.
What's Mode?
Oh, it's a long story. I'll get into you later more, but like, if you're a guy and you're looking for something to do tonight from 6 to 9, I think there's still a few spots available. Look up Mode in Liberty Lake, see if you can find it. I'll try to put a link on here, but that's from 6 to 9 tonight. Huge, awesome, excited about that. Also, Melissa and I host a party every month at our house, and this Sunday is our party. It's St. Patrick's Day themed, so wear green. We're gonna have a best dressed contest. We've got a winery that is direct to consumer. They've never been in any grocery stores, never been anything like that. They're doing a pouring, and one of the prizes is a bottle of wine from that winery. So lots of cool, fun things to be a part of. But if you're interested in that, let me know. And there is so much stuff, guys. Just look on the webpage. Lots of events, opportunities to connect, but just connect with some of the people here in the room. Just some absolutely amazing minds. Very excited to have all of you guys on board today. Mike, do you want to shout out real quick? Of course you do.
Hey, this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow was a psychiatrist who realized that everybody in the target market has this pyramid of needs. So starting at the bottom, we have physiological, then we have safety and security, like if you need to buy a home, or love or belonging, self-esteem, and at the top is self-actuation. But what I want to talk about is the bottom pyramid base. This is physiological needs. Now, we all need water or some sort of liquid in order to survive. But what people want is the cool, refreshing taste of liqueur. One taste, and your taste buds will surrender like a French national. I surrender.
No further introduction needed. Thank you, Data Mining Mike. If you want to be a sponsor on this program, we will put Mike to work making you look good. Let us know. We'll tell you how you can sign up for that. Okay, I think we've covered everything we need to for now. Brandi, can you just give us a little bit of an introduction into, especially this idea of funnel, and it's 2025, there's a lot of noise out there. What do we need to know?
Yeah, well, similar to what you said about real estate, I find with marketing that it is this massive concept. Like if we popcorned around the room, what is marketing to you? And we can, but I would probably get, as many different answers as there are people in the room. And the truth of marketing is that it is a very big thing like that. Alan Dibb wrote a book called The One-Page Marketing Plan, and I really like how he described it. He said marketing is the entire circus, right? It's the whole production. So it's all of the tents, it's all the animals, the performers, the costumes, the music, the lights, like we can all envision this, right? All of that is marketing. those different pieces are elements and tactics that we use to do our marketing, right? So a sales funnel is a process in marketing in which we connect various tactics to guide leads, cold customers into into sales, into a customer. So how many people in the room have a determined sales funnel? That's my first question for your business. I figured you would.
That good? Working on it, good.
It's pretty, well, it's always a work in progress, so I think that's, but yes, and I think that's, I have it to continually move.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what does that look like?
So there's a specific introduction, so a lot of my leads come from a realtor, so a lot of times it's sitting down and establishing what the best way for us to introduce each other, making sure that they feel comfortable with that, because giving a referral is really putting yourself out there. So I want to make sure that in their mind, they've already accepted that they feel confident in what is going to happen after that. Then there's a specific process that I have of sending an email and then following up with a phone call within a very specific amount of time, so that I have urgency in my speed to lead. And then from there, depending on what their needs are, then they get placed in a different funnel.
Yep. And that's exactly. So, right, so a sales funnel, I like to tell people it serves a few different purposes, right? We can think about it from various angles. Like we can take a customer from cold to lukewarm, and I made a little visual, and I shared it as a post on our page if anybody wants to look at that later on and list some tactics in there. But it can take a customer from cold to lukewarm to warm to hot, right? It can be building the know, like, and trust factor, and then eventually what we want to also build is the sustain and retain factor. I really like to think about the sales funnel in the sense of relationship building, because ultimately that's what business is. And relationship building is, we go from curiosity to enlightenment, and then finally to commitment. And then, in the real cut and dry, that is capturing contact, nurturing them, and closing it, right? And so there are all these tactics, like a lot of times when I introduce myself at a networking meeting, happened just last night, the very first thing that comes out of someone's mouth when they hear I do marketing is social media. And again, marketing is way bigger than that. But and social media is a piece of it, but I feel sometimes people lose that idea of using social media, which is one of the tactics in a process. Okay, so as we're looking at a sales funnel, we want to think about how do we connect, like if social media is up here, and I made this again, I love visuals, so if we have our top of funnel here and social media is up there, then how is that going to connect them? Like what processes have we put in place? How easy is it for someone on your social media page to get to the next step? Like, do you have the links in your bio? Do you have a lead generator in your bio? Do you have a system set up to where they can comment on one of your posts and it will send them a lead generator so that you can capture their contact info? I'm always finding that it's a process working with customers to help them think about, because they want customers, we want customers, right? But it's this journey. It's a relationship building thing. And so how can you use the efforts? I think I say, what's your ROI on anything? And that's your time, energy, and money. So if you're putting time into social media because you have more time than money, well, how are you going to get the most out of it? Are you connecting it to the next stage in your funnel? How can you connect it? How do you motivate people to move down that funnel with you?
So something that's occurring to me, and I'm even curious, just like, feel free, like if you have questions, if you have thoughts, like let's keep the conversation going. But a way of saying this, that, correct me if I'm wrong, we all have a sales funnel. We all have, like if we're in business, if I have any client, they got to working with me because somehow I funneled them through this process of they didn't know me to now they know me and they're starting to build trust to they're confident in my ability to, they're actually connecting and engaging. The question isn't, do I have a funnel? It's how effective is it?
Yeah.
How good am I at, like, there's a room full of people right here. Any one of them might need to buy or sell a house. How good am I at getting these people to buy a house with John Byron?
Yeah. Well, and so the numbers vary depending on your industry, of course, but they say anymore that it can take 10 to 30 touch points.
Yeah.
Right, before from the time someone first meets you or meets your business to actually converting to a customer. And so in that sequence of touch points, we're trying to stay top of mind, right? So that when they think, oh, I need a realtor, or my friend needs a realtor, or whatever, they're thinking of you. Right. So you're doing a process with them of continuing to be in their space. And there's, a lot of these tactics that we use can be used in all of the different stages of the funnel, but we're gonna use them differently, right? Yeah. So, like social media is one, and I'm just gonna say it because it is the one I get asked about the most, but at the top of the funnel, it's gonna be just kind of catchy, things that make people kind of like stop and look at your business. Then as they start to get to know you, you're gonna use more educational and more maybe targeted content. And then, once they have converted to a sale with you, maybe you're using it to continue to put more opportunities for sales out there in front of your customers. It's gonna change the content that you use.
No.
I love that you brought it right away to the human factor, and that you always have some sort of sales funnel. It's just how intentional and how effective is it. And I was almost worried I was going to answer your question incorrectly because people use that so synonymously with I've gone and done like an email chain funnel. Like I've gotten a computer to, I've created a funnel on a computer. So sometimes I think people just have completely lost the connection that it's not just automating computer things, that a sales funnel is so much more, and the idea of a circus is just, I think, so poignant. I love that example.
Well, that's what it feels like sometimes.
It does, it does. Yeah, and I have an ornery lion. He's not very tamed.
Right.
I'm getting bit all the time. And I love James Clear has one of, I think, the best sayings. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And I think that is so good. So that's exactly what you're talking about. Your aspirations can be, pie high in the sky, but if you don't have the relational idea of how do you get from the know, like, trust, which is so familiar, but I love the 2 points that you've added on of then, what is it? The sustain and
sustain and retain. Yeah.
Which is then, I think, the most pivotal point that sometimes we're not even touching on.
I agree. So actually that bottom of funnel is one of the things that we can probably make the most of, like benefit the most from.
Yes.
And it's one of the things that doesn't get focused on enough from businesses. And so some of what I like to help people with is, what is your sales process right up at the end there when they're about to make that decision? But then once someone does buy from you or choose to work with you, what is the follow-up process, right? Because they want to be confirmed in their decision to work with you. And so how do you do that? And I mean, it can be as simple as thank you emails, but it can also be following up with like simple, this is what will happen next, being really clear so that people feel like, oh, they haven't just gotten my money or my signature and they're out the door, right? Or they're on to the next. It can be things like having referral and rewards programs, things that help to build loyalty and show people that, wow, I really care about the fact that you're doing business with me. I want to continue to give back to you so that we can continue to build that, you know? And it's that place right there at the bottom of the funnel. I'm sure you've all heard this, but 80% of sales comes from 20% of customers. That's the bottom of the funnel right there. And that's after they've already signed. And so it's really important that we continue the process after we actually get a customer.
How do you break through all the noise? When we talk about social media, for one example, there's so much of just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. How do you stop them? How do you get their attention?
Well, I think social media is one thing. I think authenticity is a really big opportunity in social media right now because there is a lot of noise, and there's AI, and there's a lot of just kind of nonsense, in all honesty, with social media. So I think it's easier to show up authentically, and then I think it will eventually get you a better customer base. It might not get you the numbers right off the bat, but it's probably gonna get you people that are actually interested in what you wanna do. But that's just social media. I mean, otherwise, there's so many other places, so many other ways that we can connect at that top of funnel. I mean, networking's huge. I think social media has made us forget that. We're actually having more fun sitting in a room like this than we are like this,
Sure.
And so taking the opportunity to go out and put your hand out and shake someone's hand and have conversation, I think that's huge. Writing blogs, getting, authentic in there, getting on podcasts. There's a lot of different ways that we can cut the noise, and it's gonna depend on your business and, your target audience.
I think maintaining some of that encouragement too in that space is realizing exactly what you said, that 80% of your business is gonna come from 20% of your base. So it won't maybe be very gratifying because you're really only reaching 20% of those people, but the one person that you reached is gonna be enough value that's why you keep doing it, even though sometimes it's like, why am I doing this? Am I breaking through to anybody? But I think there is that very small group that if you're authentic, that then you do end up reaching.
No, 100%. Like over the last 6 months, I focused more on social media marketing, and the leads I got out of there were horrible. Like they weren't my ideal customers. They were the bottom feeders, the minnows. I couldn't even work with them. I got more ideal customers going to networking groups, creating that personal relationship. I got better customers walking into a business randomly and just talking to them about their potential technology issues. Hey, what's going on? Are you guys having issues with your technology? On social media, they're like, oh, I need leads.
Yep.
Okay, well, what's going on with your technology that you're potentially not getting leads? Well, that doesn't matter. I just need leads. No, it does matter. It's like there's potential. Like, do you have a lead magnet on your website? Well, what's a lead magnet? Well, okay then. Like, you have a wonderful day. Thank you for having a conversation with me. It's like, but people don't understand that marketing is just another form of technology, and they just like, oh no, like it's not technology.
I think marketing is really caring about the customer, like truly being like empathetic and actually caring about the person, and people forget that. Like we're so focused on getting the sale, and just like you said, people don't follow up. Like they're so hyped and so much energy goes into like getting to the sale, and then the second that they're off the phone, like the client's like, did I make a bad decision? And then the salesperson doesn't call them for days, weeks, maybe never again, and it's gone. Like that's why it's so important that you need to touch that person. Like the second that your sale's done, you're like, somebody you love will like, Mandy can reach out to him, or an assistant, or me, like a text, hey, I just want to say, thank you so much for the sale. And then every single thing that I get, even if it's mundane and stupid, if I get some like email, it's like, hey, I just want to let you know we got the driver's license in, we're going to be processing the deal. I send that to the customer. It's like, hey, I just want to let you know we got this in, and it's going to the next thing. I'll send them 30 text messages and 20 emails. They're like, this is so much follow-up, but it's way better than none, because then they can see that I actually care about them. Yeah.
I think there's a lot to be said too for the lifetime value of a customer.
Oh, immense.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, that's that 80-20, right? So that's where if we're taking care of someone, we have ongoing opportunities to get repeat sales from customers. And if you don't have a business necessarily that offers a lot of repeat sales opportunities, that's where referrals really come in, right? So, and what's cool about referrals is you don't go all the way back up to the top of the funnel. You're going like back to the middle of the funnel because we get so much from I trust them, you know, like someone else that I know trusts this business. And that just knocks, you know, the noise away almost immediately.
And you also have third-party endorsement.
Yeah.
You know, if I say good things about Cherie, you'll accept that until proven different.
100%.
And it's such a big deal.
It's the best lead.
Yeah.
That's literally the best lead. You don't even have to try to close it. It's already closed. They're just like, just do it for me, and then.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I have the opposite problem, I think, is once I get somebody in my funnel and they have a sale, they stay with me forever. I think I've had one client ever that has not continued on. It's the leads, and partly because of the messaging, which we're working on getting really clear on, but part of your funnel is being clear on your messaging and who you're talking to, right? And so that's something that we are really working on, because we're like the opposite of maybe other people, and that's probably because we're, you know, coaching and versus other industries, but.
Yeah, and that's a space where I would for sure be tapping those people that have been with you for a long time and, you know, saying, how can we reach new people? You know, ask them, they're gonna give you the best feedback as to what messaging helped them, you know, or what attracted them, or what has been the benefit of working with you, and then ask them to refer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So I think one of the key things, and hopefully you can answer this, but how do you, 99% of people, can, like, having all these systems and everything in place to help them out is great, but like making them take action on even like the thought of like reaching out to their network or networking with people or putting their face online or converting their social media like into business scares them. They're just like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to make money, but how do I advertise? Well, you need to call your people, or you need to go network. Well, I don't want to network. Well, then you need to do, like, you know, social media. Well, I don't want to just post a bunch of stuff about my work on there. Then it's going to ruin my Facebook and all my butt videos that I've been posting. Like, how do you change like somebody's mind to actually want to do that? Because I think that's a big piece. Like, how do you get them internally to know, like, I need to do this, and not only need to do it, but like make them do it? Because I think that's a big part of it.
For sure, it's gonna be dependent on what kind of industry they're in, you know, and then I do try to meet people where they're at, for sure, as far as what I recommend for actions for them to take. So an example would be, I work with a well driller, and it doesn't matter if he posts on social media. I mean, it could be kind of a portfolio of sorts, but word of mouth is gonna be way, way more important for him, in Google reviews, you know, and so but even in any context, I try to help people understand the, how an action affects their business. Because I feel like when we have more clarity around why we need to do things, it may not, you know, be all the fire that you need to show up, but it at least starts to clear the fog as to why you should consider it, you know. So like for this guy, I'm like, he doesn't even have emails, and I'm like, you have to call everybody and ask them to start giving you Google reviews, everybody you've worked with, you know, that you have phone numbers.
And what did he say when you told him to do that?
He was just like, are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding, you know, and I explained how that will affect his ranking in the Google Maps and how that starts to boost his SEO. And this is where people look for you. They don't look for you on Facebook. I mean, how many of you looked for a well driller on Facebook? No one, probably, right? And so I helped him understand how that affects him in the industry. And he's got a gold mine sitting there, and we set up a system that makes it easy once he starts using it, you know.
Nice.
But he was like, okay, I'm like, you know, pick two a night, and just give him a call and ask.
That's immediately what came to my mind too, is that it's not necessarily more push or more action items. It's a real actual paradigm shift in your why, and being like, you know, what is it that just makes your stomach turn about that? Is it, you know, that you hate to have a spotlight on you? Is it that you hate to be asked to do things? Is it that there's some core thing of why
That's
is it
what it
holding
is.
you back? And then unpacking that.
Yeah.
Well, did these people really like you? Are you just calling in a really genuine way, asking them to only talk about real work that you provided for them in whatever terms they would like to say it in?
Yeah.
Does that feel wrong to you? Does that seem bad? And a lot of times when people walk all the way down, they're like, yeah, no, it doesn't seem bad. And it doesn't seem like too much to ask. Okay, and if it seems like too much to ask, what could be reciprocal? Is there a way you could, would you feel like that's worth a $25 gift card to a coffee place and now you feel really good, like you blessed them and they blessed you? Or what is the why of why you hate that? And something that I would really recommend to anybody who's struggling with kind of the sales aspect of their business is to read The Go-Giver. That is so essential to really get in touch with your heart and falling in love also with your business and your service, and feeling like it would be rude of you to deny someone the opportunity to have that chance. So that really provides that paradigm shift.
Well, it's authenticity again, and if somebody isn't great at like putting their face on social media, maybe figure out a different way to be on social media.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to do it. Like sometimes I find my, brain gets all messed up and my words don't come out, but I can write really well. I love writing and I can be pretty potent when I take the time to write. And so sometimes that's a better way for me to show up on social media.
That's a good point.
Is to, build carousel posts and things like that. So if we can tap into a more authentic way of showing up, it kind of helps.
And I love that you said that people are scared because I think that she nailed it. People don't want to do it because they'd be like, people tried to sell me so many times, or Amway tried to get me on this Zoom, and like, I just don't want to get on the Zoom, but this guy's going to try to sell me something. So it's like, they don't want to reach out and they don't want to ask for the referral because they're like, man, people try to do that to me and it was really annoying. So I just don't want to do it.
But then think, how can you connect that with that follow-up, right? Because that's the other opportunity. Call and be like, hey, how's your water system doing? Just wanted to make sure. Like, there's so many ways that we can connect the various pieces of a sales funnel, and it's authentic. I want to make sure the work I did is good, that you're happy with it, and then I'll ask for a review.
That's why following up right afterwards is key, because if you wait months to do it and then you follow up and they're like, yeah, it's good. Hey, can you give me Google review? And they're just not going to do it because it's been so long. But if you hit them up the next day, it's like, hey, how's your hot water heater? Is it working? Cool.
How was your shower this morning?
Hey, can you pop on Google? Give me a review.
And then follow up and they don't make the review, and then follow up again and again.
Yeah.
People get busy. It's not that they don't want to. They're not
So
willing
that's
to.
why one of the big things is, it's like, instead of like going into the Zoom call and just straight away pitch slapping them, learn about their business.
Yeah.
And then like one of my good friends, that was the fortunes in the follow-up. Create a system about that follow-up. That's one of my biggest things. Like, I have a full automation system that's all it does, is it follows up. Never let that prospect go.
Yeah.
We text them, we check in with them, and it's not about the sales, it's checking in, it's seeing how they're doing, creating that relationship over a long term. And we never let them go until they say, stop, leave me alone.
Right.
Like, when you tell me to leave me alone, that's when we're done. Okay, I'll stop. But in my first meeting with them, I don't even talk about what I want to sell them. I want to learn about their business. I want to know you. What's going on with you? Why are we even meeting?
Yeah.
Because obviously we're meeting for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and sell you something, because my services are like really in depth. So obviously we're not going to, I'm not selling you something in the first 3 meetings, because it's a big contract, and it's, no.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking for a minute. So, like, let's learn about each other. Make sure we're a good fit.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the number one thing about business. So many people are so fast to just like sell.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up too. I was gonna mention something about systems as well, because we're in this meeting, right? We're like, oh man, I'm gonna do my follow-ups. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting those reviews. I'm doing that, and you do it for a month. And then you follow up. So having that system set up and making sure that you're consistently following up with the customers, then you have a month of really good Google reviews, and then you have none.
Yes.
And people are, what happened to your business?
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you about that, because, and there's two questions that I have, and I think they dovetail a little bit, but first of all, like, we all have different businesses, and I'm thinking like, from the huge contract to like a realtor that's like a one-time deal, you know, you're not gonna buy another house for another 7 to 10 years maybe, to somebody that has, you know, a storefront where it's like, I want you to come in regularly and you're buying eggs from me, or whatever it is. Like, there's a lot of different ways that this breaks down. So one question is like, how do you diagnose, right? How do you say like, okay, where is my funnel struggling? But the bigger question, and I think it dovetails, is how do you create systems to fix that, how to more automate it? Because, and I'll be a little bit transparent, as a realtor, I do feel like I do a great job of meeting a lot of people. And at least for most of my career, I've been really good at like making it clear that that's what I do. And I build these great relationships. And then I have this kind of falls off where I have a drawer full of business cards. And I made a great connection with that person. There's a reason that I have their business card or their name and phone number in my phone. And there's a piece for me, a system that's missing, where I don't have a good system in place that takes them from that point to an ongoing conversation. And I have all my excuses for that. And then I have like, it picks back up again where it's like, if I do get that conversation, I'm looking at Zane actually, Zane and I did make it past that hurdle, and we've had some conversations. Like Zane and I, like if he needed to buy a house right now, I want to say I'm pretty confident that I'd be very close to the top of his list, if not the guy, right? And that's great, but like there's a huge gap for me. So how do we diagnose, I know that I have an issue here, and like, what is that issue? And then get past that mindset, fear, and actually do something to fix that.
Gosh, that's such a good question. I feel that pain.
I mean, it's real. I feel that.
Me too.
I feel that.
Everybody has a little drawer, desk drawer, and that's where all those go. We call it the business card graveyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
The drawer of shame.
Yeah.
Oh!
And you open the drawer up and these moths fly out. And you look at the cards and they have the ink on the back where you really tried to write all of these.
Yeah. Find a card that lets you write on it. Yeah.
And it's not discernible any longer. You might as well make it firewood and get it over with.
I think every business needs to have some kind of CRM at this point in the game.
Yeah.
Customer relations management software. I really think you do. At least you need to be putting those business cards in there. And like the one I have with my business, you can scan the business card and put it in within, I mean, it takes like, you take, I mean, gosh, 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first piece, is you need to have a database of those people. And you could, create like a system there where there's a tag of where you met them, and then we possibly, or what kind of prospect they were. So maybe it's home sales, or it's commercial sales, or whatever. We build up a system where when you tag them, when you've scanned their business card and you tag them, it automatically starts a sequence of just nurturing them so that they can get to know you, a little bit and know how you operate. So we're starting to build that know, like, and trust factor and bring them down the line, and we do that pretty quick, right?
Sure,
The introductory onboarding email sequence happens pretty fast because we're just kind of trying to stay present after that introduction. But then maybe you have a once a month newsletter, because they might not buy with you for a while.
Right.
They might be thinking about it. I mean, I'm thinking about it in a year and a half, and so, but you're in my mind, right?
Excellent.
But so
We just got to make sure I'm still in your mind in a year and a half.
Exactly. So once a year, or maybe, your life's too busy. So every season you're sending out an email that's like how to do some seasonal home care. And these are some of the people in the area that I recommend, so you're building value for people to where they remember you.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of kind of looking at the timeline of your customer journey.
Yeah.
And then how do I continue to nurture people in that timeline? So then flip that to the store where you want people to keep coming back. We need to set up an annual sales and marketing plan that you repeat each year. right? So each month, February, we run these sales and we have this promotion and we throw out 5 emails that go on, about that particular promotion, but it's gonna depend on your business as to how we do that. But fundamentally, everyone needs a CRM.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, one of the biggest disconnects in that, and I think that you can agree, this is where like I get stuck, is like, that's great and I love it, but like I can't put like him in my sales funnel and be like, hey, he's getting all these drips about my business. It's like, he's my friend.
Right.
I'm not gonna put Mandy, I'm not gonna put him. It's like, I'm not gonna go around the room and put all these people in my drip campaign, because I just don't feel that that's gonna give me like good success. And I think that's my disconnect with my business. And I think maybe that's bad, because I have this fear inside me, like, I don't wanna put my friends on drip campaigns, because my business is friends.
Right.
It's friends and family and like connections. And it's like, oh, I just met your dad and your dad's really cool and your dad would like, wants my product. I wanna put your dad on this drip campaign. This is dripping on him when I just smoked a cigar with him and drank with him, and now instead of me just texting him, he's getting drips. So,
What's your business?
life insurance and like retirement planning.
Yeah, I mean, but you could be providing me value that might kind of blow my mind and you don't know that I need, in a once a month email. Like, you might be able to send out a nugget that I was like, oh wow, I didn't have any idea about that, or the dad that you had cigars and whiskey with, there might be something that you can throw out. You're current in the market, we're not, and so you can, the ticket is distilling that down to my understanding. You get it, and I don't know your jargon. So that's one thing, is we never want to use our industry jargon with our customers, right?
Yes.
So we bring it to that level. And I'm sure you could tell me something once a month that would help me to be better at navigating my insurance policy, or thinking about how to insure myself better, or be aware of changes in the industry. I mean, my homeowner's insurance just went up like $1,400 because of fires in California.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. And like, if somebody had sent me a quick email, especially my insurance agent, I would have thought they were frickin' rock star. Because I'm like, oh, thank you, instead of me just getting a bill, for that much more.
I'm curious about, because we need permission to put people on our email list, right? So if you go to a networking event and you get 20 business cards, I'm like, I don't want to put on, everybody I put on their, I'm like, I don't want to be put on their email, on every single person on these email lists. And so is it you're only putting in the people who are like a potential customer, maybe you've had a one-on-one with them and you think they're going to get value from what you offer, versus, there's some people that like I know aren't going to be my ideal clients. So I don't know that it makes sense for me to put them on my list. And so that's something, because I had somebody else say this, like, you should be putting every business card in your CRM. I'm like, but I don't have their permission to put them on my email list. So how does that work?
That was my next
So,
step, was the permission piece.
I can answer compliance on this. So technically, everyone has opted into some kind of marketing compliance in sometime in their life. So, and additionally, by them handing your business card, that is technically them opting in for you to contact them.
Interesting.
So regardless of any step they have taken, you have the ability to text someone once through a marketing system and email them. But you have to make sure that there is an opt-out ability.
Okay.
In the first message.
Exactly.
So in texting, it has to be in the first message
Yes.
as well. I mean, email, it's always got to be there.
At the bottom of the
Yeah.
message, right?
And
Thank
that's
you for the additional.
automated if it's through a CRM and not
Yes.
just actually
Yes.
hello,
And that's
like.
directly from a business. If you're texting them from your personal cell phone, that is not a business line.
Right.
But
And I
the
would argue-
buy-in, oh,
I was gonna say, I would argue that by them giving you their business card with that information, there's already that
That is,
implicit,
that is an opt-in.
like, I want to be connected with you. And if whatever you send, if they don't see value in it, let them unsubscribe, let them opt out.
Yeah.
at that very moment, you have almost the most ideal time to both get them excited about what they're gonna receive and know that they're gonna receive it, and then have the chance to actually get that permission. So that was a huge step that I was missing. And I was realizing that I wouldn't want everybody to be spamming me that way. So
That's what
I
I
then
thought.
started just saying, hey, I have a really cool blog that I started to do once a month that I'm very excited about.
Yep.
And I just wanted to get that out. It just gives general information about the market, and it's just a great touch point. I'd love to get you involved. Would it be okay if I added you? And then I might even say right then, like, okay, I'm just gonna send you a quick email right now. That way it's just top of the list and doesn't go to your spam. Then I knew it was, because a lot of people when I was doing that, it was a lot of freaking work.
Yeah.
I didn't feel good about what I was doing, and my results were terrible. Half the people were like, opt out of that, never send me anything again. Who even is this girl? Like, so this, made it where then when I do the effort to get them in, it's very rare that they opt out.
I agree, and what I was thinking is incentivize it, it's a lead magnet, so you have some kind of offer, like I'll look over your insurance policy for free and give you feedback, you'll get 50% off your first whatever, it's just incentivize it somehow so that they are actually choosing to give you their contact information.
So do you think it's better in a situation like this that we're in and we're like heavily networking with people, that it's better to just not do emails and then just like manually or in your CRM, like have it go out to everybody? It's like, hey, really good to meet you at the like networking event. By the way, just because I met you, I'd love to give you a free review on your insurance policy. And you said you're a IT guy. I don't know anybody that needs that, but what would your ideal customer be? Like, do you just send that out and do you just keep dripping them with text? Because in today's like day and age, people don't want emails. Like every email I get, I'm like trash. But like somebody texts me and if it says like opt in, I'm like trash. But if it's somebody that sends me a message from their number that I got, I'm like, oh cool, what did this guy have to say? And then I'll actually read it. So how do you do that? Like how do you automate that?
One of the cool things that I did, and I actually did start doing this yesterday because I did modify it, was I moved to a digital business card. QR code on my phone, and basically it's a form that they fill out. Now I get their contact information. The next step is they can click a button, save my contact information. The first step of the automation is going to be it sends them a message. Thank you for connecting me at the network group. Would you like to know more about my services? Yes. I have an AI system that can do outbound calling now. So now they can opt in to talk to that AI system, they can text it, or they can learn more about my services through different channels. Now they have more information about my business. I now can gather more information about their business. They can book directly through that system for a one-on-one as well. It next levels our business.
What do you
Absolutely.
use?
And we both use Go.
But I have an advanced high-level AI system that attaches to it.
Because I use Blink. Could I do those things with that? Does anybody know?
I don't know, like, I use Go High Level as well. And what I was, it's awesome, it's great. So one thing too, like I also have a digital business card, but another thing you could do, is if you did a scan, right? Say you get a business card scan, if that's where you're working at, you could tag that with just like networking event, and then we have an email sequence that goes out that's different. It's not just your standard drip, it's more of a like, it was great to meet you at the networking event, and just like you said, hey, this is what I do. If you're ever interested, let me know. If you know someone, let me know.
But is that gonna send like an opt-in, opt-out on the first text?
Yep.
That's what I can't get over.
Well, it's legal.
I know it's tough. I'm just saying like that's the part that I've never been able to get past meeting you guys and then like mass sending out people like messages. I'll do it for like a day or two or like a month, like, oh man, this is hard. And then I'm just over it.
Well, you know what? You can be you get to be candid in those things. You get to create your text message. So you could say, hey, not trying to spam you, but like, and I have to have I want you to have the choice. Here's your opt-in or opt-out. I'm only gonna send like 2 social, texts. Yeah. More transparency is actually a really great way to build that trust factor. Like, hey, I got a couple texts I'm gonna be sending just about this. You can always opt out. I won't keep bugging you.
That's good.
It's about being authentic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if that first text has your authentic voice in it, it's gonna feel authentic. And again, you're gonna have some people that are like, nah, and that's okay. They weren't your tribe anyway. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And there are gonna be some people that you vibe with more on a friend level, and you keep it at that friend level until you're ready to. But I think the big important thing is, and I wanna just point people to come connect with you directly, is building that system. And Mandy, I think you nailed it, and Cherie, you kind of touched on it as well, and I know this for myself. When I have a system, when I know, like even right now, one of my things is I gotta get your phone number, and I think you did this the first time you were here. I was like, I got your phone number, and I texted my name from my phone number, and I've since enhanced it because somebody shared with me the idea of creating a contact for myself in my phone. Now I send that contact, but it's muscle memory for me. If I meet somebody new, there's a few people new in the room, if I get the chance to meet them, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. That's no problem. That just flows for me. So it's connecting with somebody that can help you work through those systems. An idea that I had, and I'm gonna float this out to the room and obviously to YouTube, anybody that's watching, I wanna put together a little small group of people that we get together once a month and put together our newsletter, right? So I can share with a handful of people, be like, here's kind of what's going on, and you guys can just rip it apart and be like, no, I wouldn't open that email. That I'm very curious about.
Yeah.
Tell me more
I
about
would
that.
love a network or brainstorming collaborative group. That's huge.
And then you
Yes,
can
I love it.
compose it with it, you have your avatars, and it's like, this is, and it goes out.
Mandy's
So, Mandy's in, Brandy's
yourself.
on the fence. All right, well, we're gonna put one of those together. If you want in, let us know.
We'll just take everyone's RSS feeds from their blogs and just launch it into there.
There it is. We're getting really close to the end. I want to take it out on a high note. So first of all, how can people connect with you and Aspire?
On my website, you can go to aspirecosystems.com. And like I mentioned, I do services and systems. So I do provide software as a service. You can sign up for the CRM through me. I have a lot of tutorials in there. You can also pay me to build things for you. If you want to just get a kind of my thoughts on some of the marketing that you have going right now, on my Facebook page, in my banner, there's a QR code that you can scan and sign up to get a free 15-minute marketing audit from me. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody that was here.
How do we find you on Facebook? So we make sure we get that.
Aspire Code Systems, and I spell it ASPYR, and it's like inspiring to do more.
Excellent.
Go big.
And if you're not here in the room, this is such an awesome, so many things, and even some voices that we didn't get to hear from, but we're all gonna be hanging out here, getting to know each other. It's great to watch the video online, but really being here in person is important. So Mike, tell them what they need to do.
Hey, excuse me, but you learned something today, whether you want to admit it or not, and that is value. And because of that, you should share this video. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. Please share this video. And we would also like to give a big shout out to our guest today. Be sure to hook her up with some page rank in the video description below. Thank you for the food, sir. Jose?
Jose.
Yes. And we would like to thank agreeable users like you. Thank you for clicking the box. Till next time.
All right, thank you, Mike. Also, big shout out to, I know we mentioned it at the top of the hour, but we are in the Action Business Furniture location. Excellent group of guys here, some really awesome furniture. In fact, our live audience at home missed this, but we actually had to replace our table for this event right at the last second. So
These tables are hot.
They
They're
are
like
hot.
hotcakes.
Moving the furniture. They are looking for a salesperson. So if you are looking for something to do, you're looking for the next step in your career, they are working on building out their sales staff. So if you're interested, connect with them for that. And then obviously, if you need furniture for your business, we want to grow your business to a point where you need to buy office furniture because you're accommodating even more people. Guys, I appreciate everyone being here. We are at the end of the hour already. So we will see you all next week. And actually, I'm going to pause just a second and look up who is coming next week. I usually have this already ready to go. So I would say talk amongst yourselves, but don't do that because I will lose you. Desiree! Desiree is here next week, and I'm super excited. If she's still on track for this, our plan is to talk about how to deal with toxic people.
Oh.
Toxic people in your life, toxic people in your business. Desiree Blooming.
Oh, Desiree Blooming.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a good topic. lots of potential directions that can go, but anybody that knows Desiree, she's absolutely amazing. And who hasn't dealt with toxic people? Man, it's, it is an important thing to know how to deal with it. So that is the show for today. We will
Mention that.
Oh yeah, Dave wanted me to.
We got a flyer over there.
We got a flyer, Standout Mastery. This is coming up April 26th. So you got more time. Connect with Dave to know more about that. And we will see you all next week.
Let's go.